for shit. Call me Colin Kaepernick, I ain't standing for shit. Call me Colin Kaepernick, I'm only standing for this.
Ultimately, it's to bring awareness and make people, realize what's really going on in this country. There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust, people aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change. That's something that, this country stands for freedom, liberty, justice for all, and it's not happening for all right now. It's something that I've seen, I've felt, wasn't quite sure how to deal with originally, and it is something that's evolved. It's something as I've gained more knowledge about, what's going on in this country in the past, what's going on currently. These aren't new situations. This isn't new ground. It's things that have gone on in this country for years and years and have never been addressed, and they need to be.
Woo! Hallelujah. Shalom Alaikum and welcome to Hebrew Vision Live. This track you just heard will be our feature today. This is Colin Kaepernick by John Boye, who is in, not the studio, but online live with us this evening. We will be having a conversation with him. Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
Hallelujah. I am Mikael Corbin Yahoo. I am your co-host along with my aunt, Malaku El. Shalom, Maki. How you doing?
Shalom, Maki, and shalom, John Boye. What's happening?
It's all good. It's all love, man. Glad to be here, man. I really appreciate this, man.
No doubt. Hallelujah. We're excited to have you on line with us this evening, man. Before we get into it, I do want to offer just a word of prayer, and then we can go ahead and transition and just right into it, man. I want to get right into it with you. So, brothers, if we could enter to a spirit of prayer, Bavakashah, we will open up with a Hatzi Kaddish. Hallelujah. 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 Yikadal va yikadesh shamei rabah be'almadi barak kerutei v'yimelich malkutei b'chayechunu v'yamichunu v'chayed kol beit Yisrael b'gala uvizman kari v'miru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mavorak le'olam ulmei almaya yit barak v'yishtabach v'yipa'ah v'yit roman v'yit nasei v'yit adar v'yit alei v'yit halal shemei dekudesha berechu le'ela min kol barakata v'ashirata tush bechata v'nechmeta damiran ba'alma v'miru. Amen. Magnified and sanctified may he be in this great name. In this world he created by his will. May he establish his kingdom in your lifetime and in your days and in the lifetime of all the house of Israel swiftly and soon, and let us say amen. May his great name be blessed forever in all time. Blessed and praised, esteemed and exalted, raised and honored, uplifted and lauded be the name of the Holy One. Blessed be he beyond any blessing, song, praise, and consolation uttered in the world, and let us say amen. Hallelujah. So right into it, this track, Yochanan, do they call you Yochanan, Brother John?
Some brothers call me Yukon. I heard Yochanan and I heard Yuanadan. So,
Basetta. Okay. Which one do you prefer, Well,
I go by Yuanadan, because it was
okay.
one of the first ones, yeah.
Definitely, Yuanadan. We would definitely address you as such, y'all. So first of all, just tell us about who Yuanadan Ben Yasharala, is it? Ben Yasharala?
Well, I didn't add that on, but we
okay. No doubt. Hallelujah. So tell us, who is Yuanadan and how did you come into Israelite consciousness,
Well, Yuanadan, even though it's John, but John and Yuanadan, two different people. And Yuanadan is a brother trying to serve the Most High wholeheartedly.
Amen.
Just trying to find this way, to not what suits me better, but what will help me serve the Father better. I'm still searching, man. I'm still finding out new ways and new studies, and but still overall, man, I'm trying to keep it simple as possible.
Amen.
So I can do what's right at all times, man. But yeah, he's just a brother, man, just trying to serve the Father in all things.
Okay. And you're from Ohio?
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio.
Hallelujah. Okay, that's what's good. So let's just get right to this Kaepernick track. Speak on it, man. What was in the dome as you put them words, powerful lyrics, when you put that all together, what was in your mind?
All praises, man. What I noticed is, once we get into the truth, some of us, was revolutionary with our talents anyway. But I think when we get into the truth, we kind of sway off of that, trying to speak to the people and being more like Paul was. He was all things, all people, just so he can gain somebody. And sometimes we have to take that and not lose ourselves in that. So with this track, even though at the beginning when I say Hebrews, I mean myself. So I'm letting it be known, like, okay, I am an Israelite. But when I'm speaking to you, it don't sound like I'm an Israelite. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I let you know I'm Israel, but I'm gonna speak to you in your language where you understand it completely, without deterring from my message. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing you back to the Most High. That's the whole point. But you still have to talk on this injustice. We still have to speak on things that we kind of stray away from, because it ain't dealing with the law, statutes, and commandments. But and a lot of brothers understand that's what's gonna bring them back to them, going into their realm and bringing and showing them like, yeah, he's messed up because we ain't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. So we do have to go back, man, and deal with them. And the song was really, man, like when I seen what happened, and I'm like, man, this is a perfect opportunity for Israel to step in and put our talents together and show them, like, okay, we can be raw with it, but we can be spiritual raw with it and still get the message through, but still not compromising our objectives, man. So this is what that song was about, man. Seeking the opportunity to really try to step, get my foot, around the brothers and sisters who I kind of pulled myself from years back after finding the truth, and still deal with them on a level without compromising. So that was the track was mostly about, man.
Say la. Malakuel, what's up, Bob?
Yeah, no doubt. It's very intriguing. And what went through your mind, Brother Boy, when you first found out about the whole Kaepernick situation?
It go back to Genesis, man, when the Most High had Moses, get this stuff down for us. It say, we're gonna rouse this lion up. And every time I hear about the stuff happening like this, I'm like, okay, maybe this will get that lion going. So I seek all opportunities, especially when they magnify it. You know what I'm saying? When they constantly talk about it, I'm on top of it. I'm like, all right, look, maybe this is it. I gotta let brothers know you in Israel. So you know what I'm saying? At the same time, so we don't want to blow opportunities with the talents we got. Like when the Hamashiach said we burying our talents, I think that when we don't speak on these things, we kind of burying our talents, because we can preach to the church all day long, but that ain't benefiting nobody. We got to get out to these brothers who need to hear it. If you got it, and you need to share it. Like, that's what it's all about, man. We sharing. If I got water, I can drink. I'm gonna drink some water, but then I'm like, hey, you ain't got no water. Let me give you some water now. Now, when I give you some water, you get somebody else some water. And that's how you build a nation, man.
Say
that's how you build a nation.
So what activities are you engaged with in light of that particular statement in your city, man? What type of activities do you do?
Well, we was street preaching for a while, but the team kind of, I don't want to say got dismantled, but we just kind of just fell back, doctrinal reasons. But as of right now, man, I'm trying, because the only thing I feel I have that benefits me and let me be at my peak, so to speak, is the music. So I'm finding ways to get to do promote shows or get stuff going, but it's been tough, man. Like that right there is tough, trying to build like a concert or something, or just any show type of scenario thing where people is there and I can come there and I can perform without it being a hassle or censoring me or whatever the case. So
no doubt.
Tough,
well, I will extend this, and I'm not engaged in the scene as much as I once was, but we have a decent spoken word hip hop scene in Kansas City. And if you're open to traveling, man, I'll see if there's any connections that we can make with that. You know what I'm saying? I'll put that out there just if you're interested. You know what I'm saying? So,
no doubt.
We may have some amenities for you and everything. So we'll see how we can arrange some things with a couple brothers of mine. But yeah, man. You spoke about the lion. the rousing of the lion. I mean, I'm familiar with that in both the book of Genesis and in the book of Second Esdras. You know, the Apocrypha.
Right.
What do you see in that? Alex? Expound on that some for me. What do you perceive as far as the rousing of this lion?
Well, you know, when I read it, I see, you know, just to bring it to real life, just looking at situations. When I read that, I look at the situation. I can use Kaepernick. You know, I don't know his genealogy or so to speak, whatever. But from what I hear, his father is a brother, so that would make him his according to our doctrine.
Okay.
So, you know, when I hear brothers doing stuff like that, and I think like because we don't know how this lion gonna rise. I mean, well, I don't. I don't know how this lion gonna rise up. So when I see stuff like that, man, only thing that come to my mind is it's the Most High. I want to be on board without, you know, like I mentioned, like we can do stuff without compromising ourselves. Because we don't know what the Most High, how he's moving his chess pieces. So I just try to be involved where I feel like prophecy is coming in. You know, I don't know. I'm just, you know, just going with the punches. So
no doubt.
Yeah, man, just to elaborate on it, you know, when I see stuff like this, like the Kaepernick situation, you know, the Black Lives Matter situation, you know, a lot of stuff that happened to us. I think you know that's causing. It may be a bunch of scenarios that happen for that lion to jump up. I hope I'm answering your question.
No, that's a great response. I just, you know, I'm not here to debate with you. I just want to see what your mind is. You know what I'm saying? We want to expose John Boye to, you know, our listeners right now and let them feel you. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is about. Of course, we have our perspectives, but we're not here to, you know, debate. And I think more what we need to do as a nation is reason. You know, the debates is going to just be what it is. You know what I'm saying? Let's build. You know, find our points in common, and let's make this kingdom a reality. You know what I'm saying? But I defer. Go ahead. Kamati, you want to go ahead? Malaku?
Yes, sir. I have to ask, who are your hip-hop influences?
Oh, man. You talking about Before the Truth?
Yeah, Before the Truth and During the Truth.
Oh, man. I mean, you know, Pac, I think he'll forever be one, man. You know, Pac, you know, he's the top. But I used to listen to a lot of different rappers, man. I liked it, all type of rap, underground rap. You had like Immortal Technique, and you have brothers like I forget his name, how you pronounce it, but it's like Chief or something like that. Like underground rappers is who I really felt the most. But like, you know, brothers like Fabulous and brothers like that I listen to too, man. But like I say, I love all rap, and I try to implement every style into what I do.
That's what's up. You ain't big on Bone? Ain't that where Bone from? Thugs and Harmony?
You know what, man? And you know, it's funny. I was never really a big Bone fan.
Wow.
Yeah, just, you know, because they style, I couldn't emulate that. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't, even when I heard it, I couldn't even rap side by side with them. I'm like, man, I can't keep up with them, man. But I like that they songs, though, but I wasn't like, as much as
that wasn't your influence.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, I used to be big on Bone back in the day, man. I definitely appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? It's the first of the month.
They got some bangers.
Oh, they got some bangers. All right, no question. No question. So let me ask you this. I'm going to get a little more socioeconomic. Cleveland. And of course, you got Tamir Rice. Just recently, that young man got murdered by the police with the BB gun. 13-year-old in Cleveland. Is that in Cleveland or just in the state of Ohio?
It's in Cleveland. It's on the west side.
Oh, wow. So what's the spirit of Cleveland? How do you perceive Cleveland? You know what I'm saying? And how does that impact your music?
Man, Cleveland, it's always been terrible, man. You know, Chicago was getting a lot of the media attention, but Cleveland was just as bad, man. Like, it was terrible around here, man. And you know, with certain stuff like that, Cleveland is like my brother, he made a perfect example explaining it. He said it's like a melting pot. We just do what everybody else is doing. Like, if somebody else is upset, then we get upset. But if nobody is, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't have our own mind. We just follow suit whatever they tell us to do. And I don't know what type of spirit that is, man, but it's a terrible one because you get a lot of the valley, I think, is in Cleveland. So I'm gonna just say it like that, man. Them drop bones, man, they here. So a lot of us don't focus on nothing. We really selfish. It's almost like New York, man. Everybody out for themselves, man.
So how does that inform your music? Your art. Let me say your art, because it is an art. You know, you are a poet, really. You know what I'm saying? A prophet. So, and I mean that, you know, in the most humble and respectful sense. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that you have an inspired word to share. You know what I'm saying? So how does that condition influence and inspire your music?
Man, to say this too, man, even though Cleveland is a jock box city, we have some of the most talented people here. I'm talking about can do anything and everything. We got, you know, brothers like LeBron here. They know LeBron's gonna be made no more. You know, this is what Cleveland do. We got the most original things here. So to be an artist, you have to be the best to even get noticed in Cleveland, because it's everybody on the same level. Everybody got that high level skill level in everything. So being here, man, it really helped me, because I had to step up my level to a level that I feel like, okay, now I can be heard. You know what I'm saying? So being here is the most I put me here for a reason, because like I mentioned, the talent level is crazy. And you know, we hear stories about like New York and all these people is talented. You come to Cleveland, man, you can go to the first guy you see and have him spit some bars. You're like, hey, man, you cold. And go to the next guy. I'm like, man, I heard this brother out the street. He was cold. You even better. I'm telling you, Cleveland is the hardest place to make it, because everybody is talented. And I think that's why they don't deal with Cleveland, or people. We almost got that spirit of nothing to do, because everybody here is like almost leaders. We just don't, you know what I'm saying? We just ain't got that push. And I think it's going to be the Most High who push the brothers around here, man.
That's deep.
But yeah, man, it's real talented over here. So it influenced my music. It had me step my game up, because dealing with these brothers around here, man, you can't even be good around here.
I see. Are you from Cleveland originally? Is that home?
Yeah, that's where I was born and raised.
Okay. That's what's up. Malakuel, what's up, Bob?
Yeah, no
We
doubt.
can just tag team it, you know what I'm saying? When I go, you go. So we just, you know, jump with like that, all right?
All right, cool. How would you describe, Brother Boy, the job opportunities in Cleveland?
Man, well, for me, not having too much education, man, it's really hard. Like, you know, I told a brother, if you good with your hands, you know, you can find anything in Cleveland. But if you really don't have no skill, no carpentry, man, it ain't too much work here unless you trying to be up in the factory. You know how the factories do it. So yeah, it ain't too many opportunities here if you ain't, you know, got skills. Yeah.
And how has or your art rather, how has that influenced your art in the way that you, like, say for example, you know, you have the hood on your mind, or the people on your mind, and in your mind you're thinking about like the conditions. How does the job crisis in Cleveland influence your art?
Well, you know, a lot of us not having it. You know, the second best option is being in the street. So, you know, and man, my family, man, you know, I got some cousins, man, big time in the street, man, and just being around that and dealing with them, it influenced my music in a way where I can put my emotion into it. Like, this ain't no, I want to entertain people. I really want you to hear, you know, and actually feel it, because that's the best type of music, when people actually can feel it. But yeah, man, like, not having money or not having the means to support your family, your next step is, I'm gonna go get it by any means. So, you know, just being around, it's a lot of it around here. So just being around that, because you can't help but to be around it. It's it have you leaning on the Most High more, knowing that you ain't got no other way but to pray to the Most High and let Him help you out. So, you know, that's what that did for me. You know, not being able to get the jobs I wanted, and you know, I got 5 kids, man, and a wife. I got to take care of them somehow, and not having the education, I had to lean on the Most High. He'd been delivering me. So, you know, all praise to the Father.
Man, do I count 19 albums that you got out so far? 19 works?
It's 20 22.
20. Oh, excuse my bad. He got 22. So when was your first album out? Let's do this. I want you to talk about the year your first album came out, where you were, and then this most recent work that you got out. Talk about your evolution. I want you to also tie into it how you came into consciousness, how you came into the truth that you are an Israelite. So talk about that. Get into your first album, and then where you were, and then where you are today in that growth process.
Okay, well, first hearing the truth, I was going through, a spiritual situation where just trying to find myself. It was a lot of conscious things going around, and when you get into that conscious community, so to speak, there's so many different points you can start at, and I'm like, man, that's too much. I wanted to find something that that made the most sense to me. So I was going through my steps, man. I ended up being a Muslim for like a week or so, and then it was terrible, man. I was just jumping, man, and I ended up finding a brother. He calling himself the Comforter now.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna too much get into that, but he ended up telling me that I was an Israelite. That's the first brother I heard, and ever since then, man, I was watching the videos he had put up, and the history of it made sense to me. So after that, he just planted the seed. The Most High watered it, and I was able to elevate myself. And then after that, after knowing once you got the truth, this is how I always been. I wanted to share it, and I wanted to find out my best way to share it. So I was even doing videos, trying to explain it. Man, it was terrible. Like, that wasn't for me. That is not how, that was not my talent. So, like I said, I've been doing music basically all my life. And I found out that it was a brother named Diag I first heard who was doing true music. And I liked the way he was doing it. It was real, but it wasn't corny. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you come a lot of corniness because they try to figure out how, not because of their fault, but because they trying to not disappoint the Most High and not try to, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah, trying to be too cautious, I guess. And so I came across a brother named Diag, man. He was spitting it. It was raw, but it was the truth. It wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? You could party to it, righteously, and you can meditate to it. You know what I'm saying? So he first one showed me that, okay, I can do it in that type of manner, man. So in 2011 is when I found the truth.
Okay.
In 2011 is when I did my first track. It's called the Hebrew Israelite song. It's on my page, but yeah, that's the first track I did.
Okay.
And after that, me just trying to learn, me and my wife I really was trying to bring it to her, but it took me 2 years before I did another song. And because I'm trying to find out how to really operate in it, because once I heard it, I was sold. When the Most High put that in you, you already know that feeling you got, like, oh my goodness, all this time, you know what I'm saying? So I took more time in trying to build me up, and then I did another song in 2013, and then basically it was just me being more sentimental, trying to be more emotional with it, like trying to show the passion. You know what I'm saying? And that my first album was called Redemption. That was in 2013, and that album was basically talking about all the stuff like the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the fluoride in the water. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that we get once we coming into a conscious state. You understand that everything is tore up. So that's what that first album. But it was Hebrew though. I understood I was a Hebrew, so every time the track come on, I would say. When I say Hebrews, I mean myself, letting people know, like, I know who I am now. But I still can talk about these things that we're dealing with. So, like I talked about the economical system, the economy, excuse me. And, I talked about all that in the first album. So, the first album was really basically, I guess you could say a conscious move, a conscious type of album, because knowing that I'm Israel, so. And from that album to where I'm at now, the growth, it was more, it was, I don't know, I can't really explain it, man. Like, I had to grow, because how many times can we talk about the Rothschilds? You know what I'm saying? How many times can we talk about the Illuminati? That's not benefiting nobody. Scriptures tell us not to even be wise in those things. So you can bring attention to it, but it ain't no sense to constantly beating that on. So that's not gonna save nobody. Telling them, oh yeah, they own all the banks. Oh well, that ain't doing me no good. Like, all right, it's good to know, but now what's the next step? So my evolution in the music was was trying to show people how to better operate in the truth, not to better serve the Most High, because I don't know how another person way to serve the Most High while keeping the laws and commandments may help them or not help them. I don't know. So what I can do is show you how I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I'm saying? And you can try it that way, but if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. But yeah, man, that's what the evolution came in on. Better trying to serve the Most High and trying to be a voice now, without constantly talking about the same thing over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
that's what's up.
Hold on.
Okay, so how often do you come out with a new album? Like, do you release an album twice a year?
4 times?
Like, how does that work? You always got new material.
Yeah, man. I think the first year I had put out 7 albums.
Woo!
Wow.
Yeah, man. And yeah,
that's gotta be a record. I mean, Running Game has put out 7 albums in 1 year. Name me one artist.
That's a record. John Boye got the record for most albums put out in a year. That's deep. Hey, that's prolific, God. Hallelujah.
Praises, man. But that next year I put out, I think, 9. I think.
Ooh, there's the record, Doc. Hey, look. Right, that's the 2013 record. The 2014 record beats the 2013.
Yeah, man. I praise the Father for that, because that's what I've prayed, man, that I can help people, man, and end up being the music that I've been working on my whole life. Like, I was trying to get signed, and like I say, man, the talent here is hard. You can't stand out here because everybody is basically, everybody here is very talented in their own way. It's a unique talent. Now, if everybody spit like Jay-Z, you can easily say, okay, well, that brother spit like Jay-Z better than everybody else. But everybody here is original. So you can't say, like, this guy's better than this guy, because I like his style. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's so much originality here, even though we copy everything. Because we feel like we can't excel by... See, look at Bone. Bone, for example. They is the most original rappers known. They style is totally different. That's what everybody here is like. Everybody here is original. Everybody got their own different thinking process. And I think that's why we so competitive, because we all so original. You know what I'm saying? So
that's dope. That's dope. Well, you're listening live to Hebrew Vision Live. We're here with John Boye. We going up with John Boye this evening. I want to play a track, God. This was my first track that just it just captured me. You know what I'm saying? I heard it. I played it with you, Kamati. We was on the road one day. I played the whole album. You remember when I played that album? Yeah. I want to play this track. This is the first track I heard from you, brother John, that just got me. It's called About Time. It's off your Terrible Power album. This is my first exposure to it, and I was like, if this dude go like this all the time, because this mug ride, so I'm going to play this here. This is About Time, John Boye off the Terrible Power album. And you can check him out on Bandcamp.
You have to be real straight without no special effect, man.
Treat you like a kid, and 6 feet is how they ground you. Lungs filling up with water, they will
to personally drown you. The father said it would happen, and it's happening, so be it. Sad people gotta die for other people to see it. Keep strong and don't cry, it will be over, don't worry. Before Ferguson, Missouri was misery, true story. They don't like you, and they never did. Glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't love you, and they never will. I'm glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't like you, and they never did. Glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't love you, and they never will. I'm glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't like you, and they never did. Glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't love you, and they never will. I'm glad you see it now. It's about Zechariah 11:5. Go read it for all scoffers. They hold themselves not guilty. That's Martin, that's Brown Crawford. If it's hard to keep the law, your condition won't get soft. 1 John 5:3. Your misconception is all about. Didn't wanna believe it. Now you forced to see it. You used it for your grace. Now you really need it. Romans 6:1, they trying to beat the undefeated. Wheat citadels, it's prime time to be weeded. This was prophesied, get it in the Old Testament. A rookie seeking peace becomes a protester. Ain't nothing you can do. They gonna play their part. Boy, you can march from April to March. All this talking won't change nothing. They instigators waiting for you to aim something. It won't be long, it'll be over very soon, so don't worry. Children of the promise are history, true story. They don't like you, and they never did. Glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't love you, and they never will. I'm glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't like you, and they never did. Glad you see it now. It's about time. They don't love you, and they never will.
Oh my goodness. I'ma tell you what, when I promise you, I played this track like 8-9 times back to back, when I first heard it. And I'm like, this is the truth, man. I mean, the way you put that song together, I mean, it's clear. But the artistry of it, the metaphors, the substance, I mean, the wordplay, the actual, lyrical content is just, it's on point. Praise y'all. So talk about this track to me, y'all. I mean, what were you feeling when you wrote this, man?
Man, that's I remember that day, man. There's a brother, made that beat, and I was hawking him down. I don't know the brother, he was on YouTube, and I'm hawking him down. I'm trying to get that beat from him, man. Yeah, I was hawking him, and I was saying to myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna, because the beat spoke to my soul, to my spirit, man.
Yeah, that beat is banging.
Yeah, man. So I knew I had to do something, because at the time it was a situation with Mike Brown. So I knew I was going to do something towards that, but I didn't write to it yet until I got the beat. But ended up getting the beat. I don't know, the brother took a minute to get it to me. I had paid for it, and he still took a minute to get it to me. But anyways, I ended up getting it, and I was writing. And as I'm writing, man, I'm telling you, I wanted to cry writing this.
Hey.
I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, where is this coming from? This can't be me, man. So when I was writing it, man, it's hard to explain it without being corny, but man,
nah, be real. It ain't corny. Be real. I mean, I know what you're talking about. Continue, please.
Yeah, man, it was just deep. When I was sitting there, I remember the wife was in the living room, and I had dipped off in the dining room because I was, tears about to start running down my eyes. So I straightened up and I came in there, and I was just telling her, like, man, this song, there's something about this track, and I held it for a while so I could finish the album, man, but it was definitely spiritual. And I don't take no credit because I understand I wasn't doing that before the truth. So I understand who was behind this. So, I'm just a vessel for it. And I really appreciate that because it's building the works up. I'm able to do my work that I prayed I wanted to do. And I just praise the Most High for that track. Yeah, it's hard for me to really talk about it on a level of me because it's all spiritual.
Hallelujah. That's what's up.
Yeah, for me it was the
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was so vivid. Like, the whole time the song was playing, I just closed my eyes. You see what I'm saying? And it just, it hits you, you know, how vivid it is. It like captures a point in time's history. So, like, even 5 years down the line, you know what I mean? That track will still be able to be played, and
Relevant.
you'll be able to, like, recognize a certain point in history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When all of this was taking place. So that's like, it just captures a certain aspect of history, and it almost like puts it in a capsule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And every time you listen to it, it's there. You know. I wanted to ask, Brother Boye, so what Israelite community are you a part of? You know, there's different spiritual communities all over America. You know, you got the different camps. I'm curious, which community are you a part of that you deal with?
For a couple of years, I was with GOCC, maybe from 2013 to 2015. I was with GOCC, but it was some situations happened, things happened, and I'm no longer with a camp, but I congregate with all brothers, man. People who got different names.
Oh man, hold on now. Let me get back to this call. Hold on, let me get Boy back.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, you got dropped, and I think when you dropped him, oh man.
I don't know how I got dropped, though.
Sorry about this, people. We gonna get this back here. Just having a little technical difficulty. Let me get you back. Oh man. Brother Boy.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Kimati. I'm sorry, you didn't get to finish your thought, man.
No, it's all good.
Could you just repeat what you said? Because we actually had him drop, and then when he called in, you got dropped.
Oh, okay.
Just refresh what you said if you don't mind. I apologize, my man. This Skype thing
no,
sometimes do this.
Oh, yeah, I'm hip to it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm just saying I was with GOCC from 2013 to 2015. Now I just gathered with, brothers here.
Shalom.
Okay, let him finish out. We got you. Okay. So y'all more grassroots right now, huh?
Yeah. We just gathering with, whoever.
Shalom.
We got you out. Kimati, can you hear us?
Oh,
Okay. Beautiful. Man, it's a lot of things. You were talking in the song. One part that really got me was like, he dropped again. But you were talking about marching. Boy, you can march from April to March. You know what I'm saying? What's your thought process with that? I'm just curious to know.
With the whole protesting thing, you can't protest. It's deep for a lot of people to really try to understand it from this angle I'm trying to bring it, but it's hard to protest a peaceful protest and get your point across. Because all nations of the world got armies, and anytime they want to get their point across, they bring their army. So protesting, you're not gonna get nowhere with that, especially for us. We've been protesting for forever. So I'm like, you can protest the whole year. It's not gonna change. They just gonna get sick of you and start shooting tear gas. That's about it.
My. So do you see us actually ever finding a place here in America, or do you see us actually having to do something much more drastic?
I believe the Most High gonna turn us around. Like in Scripture, you say instantly. So I believe it's gonna be a time where that power shift gonna shift here, and not say we're gonna be here forever, but it's gonna be a time where it's gonna be evident that something's different about these people we've been abusing for centuries.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's interesting. So are you there, Brother Boy?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, this man's phone is just going crazy right now. And so, just spiritually, man, talk a little about just what your point of view is. How do you see this world? You know what I'm saying? Speaking about just, even with you mentioned Mashiach or Mashiach, you know what I'm saying, the Messiah. What's your vision? What vision has Yah shown you as relates to this? And like I said, I just want to put your views out there so people know who John Boye is, when they buy your music, you know what I'm saying? What can they expect, in its totality? And how, how do you want people to know you and who you are?
Right. Okay. What was the question again?
As far as just, your views, what is your vision of things? What is it about you see about the world, so as people are wanting to know more about your music and support you? What do you want people to know about you and your views and your vision? You see what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I would like people to know that even though it's I just want people to understand that me, what type of person I am, I'm a people person. So I have no reason. I have no problem dealing with people, but at the end of the day, we have to really work on ourselves, man, because we can go out and we can be the talk of the town, but if some people get around you, now say you building up your I call it building up the resume when I'm talking about the works of the Most High. You building up your resume, and it's like the scriptures say, you can go cross seas and high waters, and you get to these people, and then you make them worse than you are. But we have to be able to build ourselves up. So I want people to know, like, I have no problem with dealing with people, but a lot of people I don't know if they is or not, but I'm gonna just say, if you're looking for like top wisdom and understanding coming from me, it's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I'm still in the process of trying to get myself together.
No doubt.
I've been in the truth 5 years, man, and I still feel like a newborn baby. I'm still working on it.
So 5 years ago was your awakening. That's a beautiful thing, though, man. How old are you, man? I ask?
Yeah, I'm 28.
Oh, okay. That's what's up, man. Praise Yah. So we got, that I'm in the generation just above you. I'm 41 right now, you know what I'm saying? And so, Most High has allowed me to, at least see, like I said, still walking straightening my walk out, for the past about 16 years. So I know where you are, my brother, and just, encourage you to continue your push forward, man, and really get into, self-mastery, because that's what it really all comes down to, man. It's the mastery itself. So how does your music reflect, where you are, as far as, when you write talk about your writing process, where you are, what you're going through, what inspires you to write, and then actual, putting all the words together. Speak about that for us.
Well, when I sit down to do a track, I try to see what's relevant and what is something I should talk about. Because we can rap all day long and then we'd be cool for a minute, but I want people to get something out of the track. You know what I'm saying? Like we had mentioned earlier about my influence. And Pop was one of my influences. Now, every track he did, you can't get nothing spiritual out of it. But the things he did, you got a lot out of it. So that's what I was trying to just, be like, try to have a message in my music without, wanting it to be kind of cool, but having a message, man. That's the best way to reach people. And so when I sit down, man, I try to think about what's going on, like the Colin Kaepernick, that situation when that happened. I saw it. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to talk about. So and the Most High allowed me to express the words. So so when I write, man, I try to be as relevant as possible. And two, what I want people to know is when I write, I don't write to condemn nobody. If you listen to a lot of my songs, I'm always saying I and me. And people think that all the songs is about me. That's my angle with it. Like, because it's hard to for some people to talk about them and point a finger at them. They don't really receive that. But if you point the finger at yourself, then they can look at themselves like, well, dang, he talking about himself. Well, let me look at myself now. You know what I'm saying? But if you point the finger at somebody, they're going to point it back at you. So that's what I learned, in my young 28 years.
That's deep, That's deep. So, how has Cleveland received your music? As far as, and where have you gone? And how have they received you? How Cleveland received you, and then the places you've gone to, and how you've been received there?
Hey, man, it was deep. Last year, man, my father, was it this year? I can't remember. I think it was the beginning of this year or last year. But my father came over father, he 48. So, he had work, and he had called me one day. He was like, somebody up here looking for you. Oh, no, something happened where he mentioned you, and somebody was like, oh, no, this is what happened. Okay, I see it now. I remember now. All right, so brother was playing some music, and he came up to them like, that sound like my son. He was like, what's his name? They told him the name. He was like, that's my son. And they was like, that's your son? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, tell him, come link up with us. So he had called me like, yeah, man, these guys at work want to link up with you. So in Cleveland, the music is spreading. But the fact that I don't be out there, I ain't out there no more. Like, we was up on 55th once, prophesying. We was up here where I'm staying now, prophesying. But, I'm not in the streets no more, so I don't know what the word is. But, yeah, evidently, man, the music is spreading around Cleveland.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Where have you traveled with your music, and how's the reception been there?
I've been in New York. We did a No Division concert in Kansas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I unfortunately missed you there, man. I live in that area, but I missed you that day.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a. That was probably due to I want to say a lot of people wasn't into it as much as we thought. That probably was the reason why brothers didn't get the opportunity to meet a lot of brothers there, because a lot of people probably didn't know. So.
Yeah, I found out about it like shortly before that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't on Shabbat. It was on the 4th, though. That's what it was. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Traveling with the music that's the only reason I was able to travel, because of the music, and people wanted me to come out there and just build with them. So.
That's interesting. So what do you feel like the state of hip hop is today? Just in general, just the industry, the state of hip hop and music. Where are we musically as a people right now?
Oh man, we musically is in the pits of hell. Yeah, man, it's over with. And the only reason I think they really like signing these guys is because a lot of conscious brothers out there doing music. Now they all don't know they Israel, but they conscious. And they understand, like, let's talk about this over here that we can see is destroying us, and not, this stupidity. So there's a lot of brothers being conscious, and the only way to combat this total conscious movement is to put the most dumbest, the most disrespectful, the most we can call these brothers whatever, because this is plain and simple that this is a strategic plan for them doing this, because ain't no way. Now, I know things. I know the evolutionary period of music and how things elevated, but it didn't elevate downward. This is going backwards.
Right, it's a de-evolution. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's for me. I understand. Well, I feel like it's purpose, because, like I say, when I listen to a lot of brothers, they sound like they Israel, and they, you know what I'm saying. They still got they dope verses, but they conscious though. They like, man, something ain't right, man. Most High's doing this, Most High's doing that. So it's that elevation of consciousness going up. Like Daniel said, knowledge will increase. So everybody getting this knowledge and understanding that this ain't right, and they got to do this, and I'm putting all these gargoyles up there, man, rapping.
Gargoyles, huh? That's deep, Bob. That's deep. So are there any artists that you do listen to out today, or do you find anyone that, they are making sense, in the industry that, you may listen to?
Well, yeah, the typical ones, there's only two of them that they really put out there, and that's Kendrick and J. Cole.
Okay.
But I try not to listen to too much secular music, because I just try not to just deal with that spirit. Because even though they conscious, it's still a spirit, man. So if you can't really deal with it, you shouldn't deal with it. I can deal with it, but I still choose not to deal.
That's deep, Bob. So who do you listen to?
Well, I still listen to Pac though, because Pac, it's just something about Pac, man. You can listen to Pac, no matter what. Yeah, Pac is that guy, man. So I still bang Pac. Yeah, yeah, man. So yeah, like I say, I listen to a lot of Israelites.
some of the artists you listen to. What are some of their names?
I still can play some old Diag. He ain't dropped nothing in a minute, but Diag, Peasy and Shy. I know y'all heard about Peasy and Shy. Brother Bronze, Kaya Shawab, Nah. A lot of the sisters, man. They putting out music too. But yeah, them and Bana Wap too. Them my go-to guys.
Okay.
On my playlist.
Malako, you back?
Yes, sir.
Where you go, man? What happened?
Man, my joint keep dropping. I don't know what it is.
We just
I wanted to ask Brother Boye, how important do you think it is for our people to understand their Israelite heritage?
I think it's the utmost importance because once I got it, the first thing I felt, after feeling betrayed by the world was love for my brother. Like it was just instant. It came hand to hand. So once we understand that we are really a family, we understand we a family, but we don't know that, no brother, we brothers. And I think that right there comes with the Israelite, understand that we Israel. That comes with the territory. Now, some people get it, and then they go back and say whatever these Negroes, this, that. But for me, I got a lot of love for my brother after finding out this truth. So I think it's important in that aspect, understanding that love, man. We ain't got no love for each other.
That's deep.
That's real.
So like with the conditions of our people, man, and I know you are based in Torah and in Mashiach. What method do you see is most effective, or have you found to be most effective in actually ministering to our people with this word? Because cognitive dissonance is a reality. You know what I'm saying? There are people who be like, man, whatever, we're not Israel. You know what I'm saying? They'll reject that outright. We're Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? And then you're dealing with church doctrine, with churchianity. How have you found it most effective in encountering our people and getting them to be like, oh, I see. Okay, what have you found successful?
I tried a couple different approaches. One of the approaches that is the hardest is just blatantly telling them they Israel. I find that's kind of putting you in the hole because now they like, you crazy. You got to dig yourself out the hole to show them something different. So what I learned from me, how I do it, is just showing them that a lot of them say they love the Most High, whatever the case. And I ask them like, well, how do the basic rundown? Like, how do you show you love the Most High? And how can we? When I bring a verse like in Matthew, say be perfect like the Most High. Like, how do you be perfect like God? Like that's my approach now. Now after that, I can tell you Israel because now you see, okay, there's a law behind something I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say I love God, I gotta keep the law because that's the next step. Is that was for them to keep the law. That ain't for us to keep the law. So that's the next step after showing them, like, okay, if you say you love God, you gotta keep the commandments. If you want to be perfect, you gotta do the law. The law will make you perfect. So that's where I go first, showing them, okay, the Most High telling the people the people of Israel to do this, or it won't be a consequence. Of course, we gotta go to Deuteronomy and show them that too. So that's my approach now to show them that it's a establishment made. It's a government that we have to follow, and then I show them the Israel. Well, that's the way I've been doing it. It don't always work. It may work maybe 30% of the time, but I'll take that.
That's what's up. Right. That's what's up.
Okay, and what would you say is the remedy for the conditions of our people today? Like the issues that we face, what would you say is the remedy and solution to these problems that we face?
We gotta separate ourselves. It don't make sense to be in a house with a bunch of horror flick people, Jason and Freddy Krueger. You gotta get out that house, get away from them people. That's what I see. If you separate yourself and you deal with your people, it'll be better off for you. That's how most people operate. Only people like in the world that really don't operate like that is these Americans, so to speak. Eat them.
I got an offhand question. What's your Twitter handle, man? You on Twitter?
Yeah.
What's your Twitter handle?
Man, I be going brain dead. Hold on. I think it's at John Boye 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. I'm just tweeting now. We live here on air with John Boye here live, going up with John Boye, Hebrew Vision Live. I'm your host, Corbin Yahoo, here with my Ak Malaku L. Man, what track do you want to play right now? What you feeling that you want to hear from your archives, from your discography?
Oh man, I mean, you could probably play that higher track.
What album's that off of?
That was on Still on Track 2.
Okay, from Terrible Power.
It's on the album I did this year. The first album I did this year.
Oh, Still on Track. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah, you behind, huh?
Okay, number 6. Here it come right now. This is a Higher by John Boye off of his Still on Track album from 2016. Let's go.
So we can coexist. We striving for truth is a hit or miss. I'd rather walk hand in hand with my brother. Hard to do that if you got a fist. Normally I do not deal with the ish, cause we the real Jews, hope you get my drift. But I deal with it if you need a wish. I say it so I can break down the barrier. If you got a burden, I be the carrier. You call on y'all so I could not be biased. Just cause I call on the name of higher. Two different names with the same blessing. Beef and the strain and I hate stressing. When bullets fly, you about to die. When that roll up, he ain't asking questions.
That's a deep topic, That's a real deep topic, and I like how you bridge it. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually it will be revealed. You know, there's all types of pronunciations in the nation that are being made of the Father's name, and I think that point that you say, our Father, Avinu, you know what I'm saying? I think that really is something that, you know, we should at least have some commonality with, and not get into the trivialities of the pronunciation. Our tongue was stripped. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely like that angle that you present as far as let's break down the barrier. You know what I'm saying? We know we serving the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We keeping Torah. You know, and many of us, we call on Mashiach as well, and we strive to become him. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big track, That's a big track. Total Rabah for that. But talk about that song some more for me.
Yeah, man, like, I hate to really get into, my situation with, in the particulars, but, I was, dealing with a doctrine that kind of helped me from being around brothers who didn't call them the same name. And it really, I understood after being around brothers that I was, indoctrinalized to not be around, understanding that them brothers go harder for the Father. So, not saying that, brothers that call on the higher don't go hard for the Father. But, I met some brothers, man, you can't tell me that ain't the Most High in them. So, I was taught that, and I did run with it for a while, but I was smart enough to understand that I can't. If a brother next door, one of my best friends, man, he helped me out come through, man. He don't call on the hype. He be there. If I call him right now and say, "Hey, brother, can you help me? Can you help me real quick?" He there. Before I hang up, he knocking at the door, man. So, the Most High allowed me to see that, man, and I was trying to break down them barriers. Through the music, that's only tool I feel I have. So I have to use that tool in all things I want to accomplish. So.
Mm-hmm. That's big, and the fruit. The fruit is everything. We know people by their fruit. The biggest thing, and Brother Malaka and I talk about this a lot as far as what we're into ancestrally. When we look at our ancestors and the way that they went about dealing with Torah and the culture and who they associated with was about orthopraxy. That means their practices lined up with Torah. You know what I'm saying? They were right with their practices. Orthodoxy is a Western idea. This is what the Hellenists were more concerned with. What is your doctrine? I want to see your fruit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. Because I know if your fruit is right, your teachings are right. You know what I'm saying? So you can talk all this all day, but let me see how we can build. You know what I'm saying? We a nation. Let's build. There's going to be differences. There's tribal differences. All the 12 tribes weren't monolithic. They didn't do things exactly according to the way each people from that tribe did things. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, man, and that's the whole point, man. Understanding, like, I think people get this truth and think it's supposed to be peaches and cream, man. I don't see where in history nothing was peaches and cream. So
right.
If we understand that it's gonna be trials through everything.
Right.
Just because a brother gets you upset don't mean that ain't your brother no more.
Right.
You just have to find ways to deal with it. Now, like you said, if there's fruit showing that he ain't no brother, then that's what you judge him off.
Right.
But don't judge him off no doctrine.
That's crucial, man. We follow the Torah portions here where we are, and Sharf's team was, the parsha for last week. And, establish judges in your gate. So each gate has its own rulings, and they may not be according to the same ruling exactly as the other gate. You know what I'm saying? In another, district, in another town, another village, But that's even what we understand Mashiach meant. What you bind in heaven shall be bound on earth, shall be bound in heaven. What you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. These are the autonomy and yet the responsibility that is given to each, tribe, each camp to uphold Torah. As long as it's founded in Torah, let's deal with it. And then we can come together ultimately as a kingdom and really allow for the Spirit to give us the vision we need to administer this kingdom and the laws of this kingdom correctly and the teachings of it. But Malaka, go ahead,
Oh yeah, and I just wanted to say I was digging that Bryson Tiller sample on that track. I'm waiting to make that known because it's dope. Because it sounds just like he's saying the highest. So I thought that was real dope. Yeah.
And you know what though? To me, it just sounded like he's saying Yah, and that was the whole point too. I wanted him to say Yah on there. You know what I'm saying? And not a hype, because I wanted. If you do, and my thing is this: the biggest thing you can do is take something you love to do and show you willing to compromise on that. I love to do music, and I'm like, look, bro, Yah is on my hook. You know what I'm saying? So you know where I'm coming from now. You know what I'm saying? So,
got you.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And that I forgot who the sisters that group was singing. If you love, say it. Who was that? What group was it? Brownstone. You got that off too. That was cold. That went hard, man. That went hard. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So I noticed you.
I had a question. I wanted to ask artistically. How do you draw inspiration to write?
Man, now that's a hard one because it's been in me my whole life, man. I remember performing. I remember I had to go to summer school one year, and I'm there. I didn't know nobody there, and I just got up and started performing. Started doing my little track. I wrote. I mean, not track, just some stuff I wrote down. It's just always been in me. Like, everything inspired me, man. It's just weird that, like, if I sit down and I say my thoughts, like, okay, I'm gonna write. I'm gonna do something to this. I can do it. Now, it might always not be the best, but I can do it though. So, inspiration, man, it comes first. Most High, he inspired me to do everything, especially now, knowing the truth. I understand where it was coming from, where that talent was coming from. Mm-hmm. But now knowing the truth, man, I'm inspired because now I want to show people who they is. Like that fire never died out. If anything, it got higher, it got bigger. You know what I'm saying? So inspiration, man, comes from the Father, and wanting to really explain myself, to people, man. So,
right.
Yeah.
Are you a reader? Do you read a lot?
Man, let me tell you something. I just started this new gig maybe 2 months ago. Now I'm 28 years old, and I do a lot of sitting down at my job. So it's the first book I ever read in my life, man. And I got to maybe almost the second chapter, and somebody took it from me. So no, I don't even read, man. If it ain't something coming out of the Word, I don't read.
Okay. What was the name of the book you start reading? I'm just curious.
Oh man, it was some Greek stuff. I was just interested in to see what he was talking about, because I like to now. When I watch movies, I watch a movie that has something to do with something either demonic or something like that. But when I watch it, I try to see like tidbits of our history or something in there, and it always happened like that. It always showing something pertaining to the Word of the Most High. Always.
So when you're writing your works, man, it's crazy because it's like, you're speaking literal truth. You know what I'm saying? And you're bringing historical realities into it. And if you're saying you're not, this is just pure inspiration and gift. It's just amazing, man. Your vocabulary. What do you attribute that to? I know the Yah is in you, but there has to be something that you've cultivated. You know what I'm saying? Well, how do you cultivate your gift? How do you continue to hone your craft of writing? You just write?
No, I do. It's real strategic, man. I do sit there, like, instead of saying, like, a simple phrase like I go to the house or something, I try to find a different way to say that. But, a different way to say that, but still saying that. You know what I'm saying? So, everything is strategic, though. Like, I don't want to say that I'm just doing stuff and it is coming out like that. No, I really think about it. But, when I think about it, the Most High allowed me to put it down how I envision it. So, no, it's real strategic, man. I try to use certain words. I try to take, like, I wouldn't use a word that I would use already. Like, say if I say me in there, I try to change that to, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's real strategic, man. I really do take a lot of work and thought process. And I do it the whole time, so it's real fun to do that.
That's what's
just
up.
Rearrange the words around and stuff like that.
No doubt.
But yeah, I ain't a big reader, man. Like I said, I would read something that has like a passage that has something to do with our history, and I'll see, stuff like that. But I don't sit there and read from cover to cover. You know what I'm saying? Any type of book. Yeah.
No doubt. Malaka, you got any thoughts, man?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you watch any of like the conscious material like on social media, like your House of Consciousness, and what's your thoughts on like the Kemetic community and just that whole it seems like a conflict, it ain't no seem like it's basically a conflict, between the Hebrew Israelites and, you got the Kemetic community. Speak on that a
these brothers don't have knowledge. They got knowledge, but it's not according to the Most High. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, we can discern what knowledge is worth having and what's not. Like the understanding of a brother had brought out. He was with I forget what group he was with, but he was one of the conscious community brothers, and he brought out where there a lot of the white people in, I think it was Europe, they have a different blood type, and I think it's all of them, but I'm not sure, I forget, but they have a different blood type from everybody else on the planet. Like theirs is different. Like something in it that say they related to the Neanderthals, and the Neanderthals like cavemen. So when I saw that, I looked into it, man, and checked out. So stuff like that, I have learned like more of the science aspect. You understand what scripture say about they science falsely so called. So I don't get tied up in it, but I do check them out. Like me, I'm what I want people to know too. I'm a regular dude. I watch football. I play Madden. I might play Madden tonight. I'm a regular guy, man. I just understanding who I am, and I know what I got to do as my mission in life, man. I think a lot of us, not saying that we shouldn't, but a lot of us are. I want to say I don't feel like we should not be ourselves, but we do have to cut ourselves short so we can be able to add on better pieces. But a lot of brothers, man, I think they are over righteous, and it's to their demise, man. But at the same time, man, we have to become a new person. So that's why I'm at this angle I'm at now. I don't tell nobody what to do. I'm like, look, bro, you pray to the Most High, you try to get right, because I'm still working on me. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers, I don't think they appreciate that enough, because I feel like they're looking for me to, maybe beat them down, but that ain't my goal, man, because you might go and I might not go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I get there first, because I got to worry about me.
How has your extended family received your transformation?
Oh, man, at the beginning it was kind of tough, but I think now, because, we have to be the light. You can't just tell people to do something and then you not doing it. So I think it took some years for them to actually see that I'm actually doing it, man. My grandma came out here, man. That was a blessing from the Most High. She came out here on the Shabbat, man. We talked to her, and I talked to her on a one-on-one afterwards, and she said she never heard. She used to take me to church. She said she never heard nothing like what she heard that Shabbat, man. Blew my mind, and that's the growth period, though, because we had to be a light. You can't just talk out of our neck, which we do, and it's not, it's just part of life, man. But we have to be able to show them that this is who he is now.
That's beautiful.
It may take 2 years. It may take 3 years. It took me 5 years. So,
right.
But eventually they're going to see it, and they're like, okay, I see what you want. Now let me come and visit you. You know what I'm saying?
So Grandma understood? It made sense to Grandma what you were saying?
She told me 100%. She said, and like I say, my grandma took my mama and her kids to church forever.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And she told me she never knew that was in the Bible. Knew it was in the Bible, man. So, yeah, man, it was definitely a blessing for her to say that, because that's our wisdom right there. You know what I'm saying? Telling me, oh, brother, you had something that I never saw before. That's the Most High, man. So, like, I encourage brothers to stuff ain't like microwave, man. We can't just pop it in and pop it out, man. It's slow motion.
Right,
man.
that's not healthy anyway.
Exactly, man. So brothers got to be enduring for that long road.
That's deep, Bob. Hallelujah.
Now, what misconceptions would you like to clear up that people may have of John Boye? If there were any misconceptions that you would like to clear up, what would they be?
Maybe that I don't know if people saying this, but I feel like it is because it was a situation with the camp I was with. One of their leaders was saying that I didn't like how he was doing stuff. But I have no problem with Gentiles who want to serve the Most High. I want to make that clear. You know what I'm saying? I go hard for my people, though. My people first and foremost. But
that's real, Bob.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because if you flip it, and they be like, well, no, I'm for my people first. Every nation should do that. Every nation should be like, oh, I'm for my people first. Then I will talk to you. And that's how I am, man. And a lot of our brothers, man, who kind of still got that Christianity sugar in them, they can't really understand that, man. We have to, you got to squeeze that. You got to get that sugar, that I'm not saying that they sweet as a man. I'm saying that, you know what I'm saying? Let me clear that up. They ain't sweet as a man. They just got that. They ain't get that bitterness in their stomach yet. What the scripture say? Once you hit you, that bitterness.
Right.
They still that sweetness. You know what I'm saying? Let that bitterness kick in, man, so you can understand. Go to your people first, and then deal with them other people. But man, if you want to serve the Most High, hey, I got nothing but love for you because you serving the Creator I'm trying to serve. So that's at the end of the day. So yeah, that's what I want to clear up too.
So what's your take on African people as far as are we African? I just want to know. I'm not going to sit here and debate you, but I just want to hear what your perspective is of it. You know, are they not our brothers? Are they not? You know, are we a different people? I don't want to lead you a question, but what's your take on that?
Well, when I first initial breakdown of the tribe chart, it showed that we wasn't connected to Africa at all. Now, with my growth period, I understand that Israel is Africa. Like, I understood that looking at the maps. Like, okay, well, this is all connected. Even what they call the Middle East, all this is one big area. You know what I'm saying? Only people that really disconnected from that area, you got your, Greenland or Iceland, whatever, and then you got the American Western side of it.
Right.
But to my understanding, man, I can't really tell. Like, I looked at the chart, and it made sense to me. But then the more I look at the chart and and really get into Africa, it's hard to really tell who is still over there is Israel, who's really not. Now, we can look at certain tribes over there, like Ashanti tribe, and equate that to them being Israel, whatever the case. But I'm looking at, I don't know. So that's how I'm looking at it. Like, when brothers get it too deep, I'm like, look, man, I don't know. I know I'm Israel, so that's all right.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, brothers do not like that. When they get down to it, like I will talk and I will give you what I have, and I will definitely hear what you have. But at the end of that conversation, I'm gonna be like, brother, after all we just talked about, I don't even know, but I know what I got to do. So I'm just working on me, man. I don't think brothers like that too much.
And I think it comes down to what you were saying earlier. If a Gentile wants to serve Yah in spirit and truth, who am I to judge them? You know what I'm saying? If their fruits are showing me that they righteous and keeping Torah, hey, Israel is according to the heart. Anyway, flesh and blood ain't going to enter the kingdom. So we know that.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed. Say la. Malaku, what you feeling out?
I'm just dwelling on Brother Boye just said. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, because you think about geology and Israel with respect to plate tectonics and different things like that, it did make you sit back and just try to look at things critically. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the 12 tribes chart and different things like that. You just see, large groups of people concentrated in certain areas, and areas that you would not expect Israelite culture to permeate. You're seeing traces of Hebrewism. You know what I mean? So I could definitely see where you're coming from with that. What are we to expect from John Boye, in the future? Like, what events do you have coming up? And maybe share that with the listening audience. Perhaps an album or a track you're working on. Like, what are some things you got in the works?
Yeah, I'm definitely working on this new album, man. Because I was telling people last year that I wouldn't do no more of them, just because I felt like the last one I did was fun, and I don't think I can repeat that performance. So, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm working on another redemption, man, and I'm trying to get that out as soon as possible. But a lot of us is doing a show out in Washington State, man, in October to the 29th, I think. So, maybe out there on the 29th, man, and performing and linking up and building with the brothers out there.
That's what's up. And do you have a record label, or are you independent? Like, yeah. Do you have a record label? Let me ask that first.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out all the little nicks and crannies I got to deal with. A lot of the stuff you got to pay for. I just hate spending money, but I'm trying to, yeah. But yeah, man, TMH Records, man. I'm trying to like I say, it's a lot. I do have stuff copyrighted because we have we got to do, man. We have to take over, and we got to take over everything, and especially only angle I can talk on is the music, man. So when I do what I'm doing, it's not for nothing else. But so when I step in, everything is legit, so they can't come at me no certain way, and I can be able to teach my brothers and sisters through the music, man. And that's the only reason I'm even going and trying to do the copywriting and the record labels and stuff like that. Only so they, if it ever occurred, then they can be like, oh yeah, well this right here don't belong to you. We take it everything. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
Yeah.
So have you been approached by?
It makes a lot of sense too, because it gives you the freedom. And it protects your art, because as we see hip-hop history from its beginnings to where it is now, I mean, how many stories have we heard of artists that we thought were successful based on how popular their track was, and then we find out a decade later they ain't even get paid off that track or that whole album. And the record label they were on got control of their masters to this day.
Right.
And you're like, what? So I definitely respect the copyright and the aspirations for a record label. That way, it puts the culture back in our control.
Exactly.
So have you been approached by any particular labels or anything? Has anyone said, "Oh man, we got to get you"?
No, man, because I really don't get, like I said, I'm not really around that environment anymore. So I'm a simple man. I go to work. Do my slave hours, come home, and kick it with the fam.
So how do you push your music? How is it that you market your music? Just through social media?
Yeah, it's basically, man, I find it very easy to do it through social media. Like, I do have brothers out here who have CDs and whatnot, but, yeah, man, I ain't posted up like how a lot of brothers are doing it, man. They're doing it tough, too, like Peasy and Shad and Asher Carr, man, they posted up trunk open, like old school E40 them. Trunk open slanging, they used to say, man. And that's the best way to do it, I think. That way you can get into conversation, man. But I be putting so much on my plate, man. It's hard for me to really, spend a lot of time out there.
How have your sales done? Just curious, they've been doing pretty good though.
Yeah, man. Like this Colin Kaepernick, man. This is one of the biggest songs I ever did according to the numbers.
My goodness.
So, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
so you do all your stuff on Bandcamp, and you got other outlets. Tell us what your website is and stuff, man. Where can they hit you up at?
Yeah, I ain't got a website yet, but I like Bandcamp. I got stuff on iTunes, Spotify, Rhapsody. It's another thing they got going. I forget it. Kanye West all up on that joint, but yeah, I'm trying to hit all the avenues, man. I think we all should hit all the avenues. I got some music on Pandora if you ever
Oh, word. Big up, man. Yeah. Have you did all that yourself? Is that all your footwork?
Yeah, man. I'm basically by myself, man. I had a little team, we really wasn't doing too much of nothing, but once the thing, if you want something done, ain't nothing, you got to do it yourself.
You record in your house? Where's your studio?
Yeah, I record in my house, man. I got a laptop and the mic, basic setup. And I just, I learned how to mix down, so, everything coming from me, man. And that helps me do a lot more music, too. So when it's me, when I can do everything, then I can do everything, get it done, get it out of the way.
That's dope, huh? That's dope. So what about your production? Do you ever make your own music, or do you buy your stuff, or how does that work? You got producers?
I got a couple brothers now who producing for me. But for the most part, I got to get it from brothers, on the internet. A lot of them dish it out for free. A lot of them just want promotion themselves, so they give out beats. And a lot of them I do have to pay for. I do have to pay for some.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. What you thinking, Malako?
Yeah, it's powerful, man. It's just encouraging to hear how involved you are, because I personally have a lot of respect for, underground and just independent in general. Now, when I was younger, the dream was to, shop a demo to your popular record label, you know what I mean,
into another track of yours. I honestly haven't heard your most recent work, Broken Promises. Is there a track off Broken Promises you want us to play?
You could play maybe Pages.
All right, here we go. This is Pages off of Broken Promises. We're going up with John Boye. Check him out.
Tools looking around like I know the Father don't bless fools on the borderline. Putting together chess moves, can't tell my heart beating till I look to see if my chest move. Everybody chilling, I'm sneaking to the restroom to figure out how can I remove some of these stressed moves. Problem at the problem and the ish seem endless when you trying to make $1 out of 15 minutes. Page after page, bring rage after rage. And it's chapter in my life, ain't nothing going right. Page after page, hope I get up out this phase. And this chapter in my life, ain't nothing going right. Page after page, I feel I'm trapped in the cage. In this chapter in my life, ain't nothing going right. Going about my day now, but hate when I lay down. Rarely been reading verses, but never forget to pray now. My cousin got the scope on it, wonder if he still own it. I done came this far, am I still on it? When life hit you, it get real, don't it? Hope the Father forgive all my ill moments. I say to myself, it's thinking but never doing. That's like putting food up in your mouth but never chewing. Eventually you will if you don't get it out your grill. Hebrews 10:26, so I know I'm going to get killed.
Oh, my bad. This thing shut down on me. I'm going to have to get another track up out. With Pages, that's Pages by my man John Boye. Talk about that song, God. What was you going through when you was writing that piece there, man?
Oh, that's it. Man, yeah, man. It got tough, man, this year, man. You know, we was low on everything. It was looking very ugly. And yeah, man, it do like them times, man. You would sit back, like just looking at like the past year, like, oh yeah, I'm good with the Most High. Everything's great. If I go through something, I just lean on the Most High. And when we went through something, first thing come to my mind, like, how I'm going to get this money. That's the first thing I was thinking about. Like, where is money going to come from? So I can take care of what I need to take care of, so I can take care of my family. And the thoughts come across your head, man. I'm not going to get into what came across my head, but, you know, a lot of the stuff come across you. And that's a time where you feel, that's when you know how strong you is. When everything is stripped from you. And I bring it back to Job. Everything was stripped from Job, and he still praised the Most High, man. And that was my motivation, man. And what kept me stable. Like, the Most High, he going to do you. When he do you, you just sit back and praise the Most High. And he like, you know what, I will reward you for your effort for serving me. You know, what he gave Job? He gave Job more than what he had. So, you know, and the Father did the same thing for me. He looked out for me. So, and the fact that I went through that, can't nothing, nowhere, no way, no how destroy me. Understanding that that testimony right there, our testimony is what's gonna save us, man. And that testimony, man, it was a blessing. But it led me to write that track. And man, it was tough for me, man. But it is what it is, man. Everything happened for a reason, man. And the scripture say it rain on the just and the unjust alike. So when it rained on you, don't be thinking the Father hates you. You gotta go through something. This is not Pages and cream. Like, I think when I wake up, like, dang, Father, whatever you put me through, pray that you help me get through it. I don't say don't put me through nothing. I say whatever you put me through, pray that you help me get through it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that track, you know, was inspired
chorus, the hook you got for that, page after page and range after range, that's powerful, man, because that's life. You know what I'm saying? That's certainly life, man. That's deep.
No doubt. So share with the listening audience the political consciousness of John Boye. What are your thoughts on the voting process as far as the presidential candidates, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton? Should Israelites vote? Speak a little bit on that.
I don't ever think voting was ever not in the major matters. I think voting only applies to like community things. But when it reached that point where you over like governors and certain politicians, man, the voting don't really work on. Like when you talk about the presidency, that stuff voting it don't even matter. Because I remember one year with Al Gore where they found a whole vault full of votes that was went to Al Gore and they didn't even read. So you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of conspiracy going on with that stuff. So, at a certain level, voting that don't mean that. Like if me and my next door neighbor want to take a vote on who's gonna build the garden, and that's when voting should be implemented and it can be taken serious. But at a certain level, man, voting don't exist. And with these two candidates, you can tell that they know their time is up. If you put two people who's not qualified to do anything up to be above everything, then you know it's over with. They know it, and we should see it and say, oh yeah, it's over with. We need to go a different route.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly. That's all you can say. That's deep. That's deep. So community wise, man, what on that note, politically, what kind of alternatives do you see that we can engage in that would, put us in a better position, at least, even if it's just with ourselves? What kind of steps can we take as a community to get a little more political consciousness and a little more political power?
Same thing I would say back in the last question. We gotta separate ourselves. That's the only time we can get any politics like that we want to do at work. Because they even setting up laws where you can't do certain things. So, like I mentioned about the garden, like a lot of people in certain areas can't even start a garden or collect rainwater. These are legit laws that they putting in place. And how we gonna vote on that if it's in their system? So we have to separate ourselves completely from whatever they're trying to do. Now that's easier said than done, but it's not as hard as we think it is. I would say that.
That's deep, Bob. That's deep. That's deep. So I heard you say you got 5 seeds, man. What's that like? I know I got 3 boys, but talk about your experience as a father, man, and a husband.
Man. Yeah, I'll say this, man. It's been a blessing, though. Everybody go through their trials and whatnot, but it's been overall a blessing because it just made me a better man. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that, it made me respect my elders too. My mother used to say, when you had kids, they're gonna be better than what you was. I wasn't really a bad kid, but everybody had their moments. But having kids, man, it made you a stronger person. It builds up your patience, and that's what we gotta have in this truth, a lot of patience. So, it definitely suited for me now in this truth, understanding, also that the future, and on the way we operate, I feel like I still had to grow in that, but understanding that our kids is what's gonna bring a lot of this prophecies into fruition, I think. So, we have to really teach them how to be better than what we are. And that's not really showing them a lot of, that's just showing them how to really operate in the word, man. Because, we had to tear off stuff. We had to tear off and rebuild. They don't have to tear off and rebuild, a lot of our kids. They could just start building. And that's the best way. Instead of having to have a tower up, they rip the tower down and build the tower up again. We could just build them up. And that means for a stronger tower, I think.
That's what's real. That's what's real. Hold out for that.
Praises.
Yeah, I was thinking about the land of Israel. What are your thoughts on Israel? Like, just in general, whether it be the state of Israel
much I really can say about, that, because I never been there. A lot of brothers say, it is something there, but I think that it's been totally and utterly disrespected, the whole land. So me personally, I would go, but I wouldn't want to be there around them. So I would visit, but I haven't too much thought about it though. Going there as of yet, because like I say, they over there. If somebody break in your house and kick you out, and they have all the means to keep you out, you're gonna try to find another spot for the time being until you seek an opportunity to go back. So I'm not, I don't want to fight my way up in there, because right now, for a lot of brothers, even some of the Ethiopians that are trying to get over there claiming to have some history of them being Israel, they having a hard time over there. Just like over here, so they going through the what they doing to the sisters, man. They stopping them from having babies over there, and it's hard to get over there. And on the political side of the state of Israel, we understand that the Jewish people, own the world. So the fact that he giving them money it's just a curtain just to say, okay, yeah, these are the people, we got to support them, but they got everything. So, and a lot of people are starting to notice that too, like they run everything. So what do we need to send them money for? It's just for the people who choose not to understand nothing. So when they hear about Obama sending Israel money, they're like, oh yeah, Obama is supporting God's people. So a lot of stuff, man. I like when it comes to Israel, the land and the state of it, and even the ancient side of it, I haven't really dove into it too much, because I really don't have that much understanding. Like even how we used to operate, it's only vague to me. You know what I'm saying? I understood we kept the laws. I understand it, reading that a lot of the tribes, like you mentioned though, that they really wasn't doing the same things the same way. A lot of them even spoke a little different. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying? It's hard to really put a pinpoint or really try to connect myself to the ancient side of it, because we ain't got that no more. They stripped us from everything, and it's hard for me to look at it in modern terms, because you got these people over here now. So
very interesting, very interesting. So man, just thinking on that, with our people here in this captivity still, and the struggles that we go through, and then we look at those who do even identify as Israel. We kind of talked about it when we played your track Ahaya. But what kind of solutions and what kind of suggestions would you like to make in order to go about unifying Israel? Because like Brother Malakuel was talking about all the different camps and some of the doctrines in the camps. What would you suggest would be a good method for unifying the body of Israel?
Well, I'm actually in the process of. We have a show we do called the Hebrew Hip Hop Awards, and I think the music is the only. What I want to say is the only thing, but I feel it's the biggest thing to connect people. Because no matter what type of music you do, everybody loves music. Music is a part of music, like water to us, man. To the whole world. So music is the one thing I think that can bridge gaps, and that's what I'm doing now. Okay. Is trying to, bridge these gaps with the music. Now, it's a lot of brothers that listen to other brothers from different camps because the music bang. So, and they don't even think about doctrine. They just say, "Oh, this track is hard." So, music is the one thing I see that we can use to really bridge gaps and unify us on that level. Of course, you got other levels we got to add to, but some starting point, I think, is the music.
Okay, so you talked about the Hebrew Hip Hop Awards. Talk about that. What's the concept behind that?
Just trying to give us something that we can tune into, because we know, like I say, we all still normal people. We can act like we not. It's still people in the truth, watching Empire, watching Housewives of Atlanta, all that stuff, man. So we just trying to give them something different that they can still be entertained by, but it's from the Most High. Like a lot of like I say about the whole setup they got, doing certain. Say if they change their mind, which we know they ain't gonna do. But say if they change their mind, say, let's put all righteous stuff on these shows. Now we can watch these shows and get something from them, but it'd be righteous now. You know what I'm saying? You can still go through your dilemma in life, and at the end of it, you like, you know what? I read this verse, or this brother came through, man. He anointed me, man, and we got better at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So what we trying to do is flip it on the righteous side. So with the hip hop awards, we giving that realization of real people doing real stuff without being so. I like to use the word corny all the time because it's the best way to explain it. So without being corny, you know what I'm saying? We being real with it, and you know, we critiquing people not to down them, but to uplift them. And the critiques is not where we say, oh no, this brother's trash. It's like, okay, yeah, we like this track, but the production could have been a little better. You know what I'm saying? So we just motivate people to want to stay in tune and to better their craft. And to just uplift people, like a lot of people don't even hear about. Like we had a sister on there named Cameron Joy. I'm talking about Angie Stone putting them all to shame, like the sister Cole. And people don't even hear these people. So that's another thing we want to do, just uplift people in the music and showcase that we can still be entertained on the righteous side. We don't really have to, deal with the worldly aspect.
Interesting. That's deep.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm just reminded of like when I was in school, we were encouraged when dealing with writing papers or just cross-examining our other classmates' papers. Whenever you were going to critique them, we were informed to give them positive feedback first, and even when you give them constructive criticism, being careful in how you give them constructive criticism, pretty much making sure that they understand that the criticism is constructive and that you enjoy their work, and, this is another great way to make it even better, sort of thing. So I think there's always opportunities for a person to be encouraged, in their art. In their developmental stages, you know what I mean? It's always like positive feedback you can give to a person before the constructive criticism. I mean, their lyrics might not even be sharp, but maybe their energy is real good, or maybe their stage presence, those types of things. So I mean, I think that's important.
Exactly.
So how do you collaborate with other artists? As far as the brothers, I'm looking here now at your Redemption. What's this? The Gates of Iniquity, Redemption 6. You got about 1, 2, 3, 4 features on that particular work. Talk about your collaboration process.
When I do a song, before I even do the track, I say, I want to do a song like this. So I look for a track or a beat that has that type of feel that a singer should be on it. And then after I start harmonizing, which is my harmonizing is terrible, but I can have I can visualize who I want on there. So, it ain't too deep on how I do it. It's just, I say, now I want to do a track with a sister on there or a brother on there. And I do it, I write it, and I just see who best fit that for me.
Okay. That's what's up.
And do you ever run into any dilemmas whenever you have an idea for a singer being on your track? Like, dang, who would best fit this to sing a hook? Would it be better for a male or would it be better for a female? Do you run into those kind of dilemmas?
All the time. And let me tell you what's worse. About that. Running into that dilemma, understanding, then finding that person, and then that person never doing it. That's the worst. Wow. That's the worst about it. But yeah, man, it is what it is. But yeah, I definitely have. It like writing, for the most part, man. I hate to say it's easy, but it's been coming easy for me, and it's all praise to the Father. He's been doing that. So when I do come across something that's challenging, I enjoy the challenge. I enjoy it, and I actually like challenges. I like being against the odds.
That's deep. I want to go ahead and get into a track. This is Beauty is Vain featuring Brother Bronze off your Redemption 6 album. Want to go ahead and get into this here. I think I ain't going to jack this one up this time.
When I say Hebrews, I mean myself. Free, 'cause I hate to
Proverbs
deem
31 and
myself.
30. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth not power, now she should be praised.
But girl, you're so pretty, but you. I mean, girl, you're so gorgeous, but you. Look, woman, you're so beautiful, can't put my finger on it. But you lacking something
important.
Yeah. And the things that you lacking can't be made up with the things that you have.
With the things that you have.
Man, but the things that you lacking can't be made up with the things that you have.
With the things that you have.
Look, beautiful through her veins, her beauty will never change. Got her beauty inside my eyes, is it beauty up in her brain? If I'm driving, I just eye stalk you. Almost crash trying to make it to that sidewalk so I can sidewalk you to your destination. You XY can't even give you a lying explanation. You're that fine, cause I'm corny. I spit a lame line like I like my women high, like my beats enough in the trunk, but elegant at the same time. Then I ask you, why these cops keep on killing us? Why this bro never healing us? What if they shoot off missiles? You saying that I can miss you? Them things to you not an issue. It's clear to me who you are, but so fine I still wanna kiss you. Now I'm stuck between a rock and a beautiful place. You find as wine, but all you lacking, that beautiful taste. If we was locked up and it took 2 to escape, we'd just be stuck. Cause girl, you can't even relate. And what a shame. Cause girl, you're so pretty, but you. I mean, girl, you're so gorgeous, but you. Look, woman, you're so beautiful, can't put my finger on it. But you lacking something.
Excuse me, Miss Lady, excuse me.
And the things that you lacking can't be made up with the things that you have.
I see how you're doing, but where you going?
Man, but the things that you lacking can't be made up with the things that you have.
That you have, yes. I bet you hear it all day. Men blocking off your path, jumping all in your way. Hey, hold up. Can I get your ear, miss? Smack your lips, throw your eyeballs in the air like your toilet smell like cinnamon. But everybody got their hits and they misses. And if your outward appearance is then you probably your venomous wrist. Cutting off scenes is when you mention in the scriptures. She got her hair and nails, purses, sunglasses, the glitter. Better do work on the inside. Get your spirit right, cause you gon' be a miserable bag of wrinkles when you're 55. I'm trying to take her off in Proverbs 31 and show her all the attributes of a virtuous woman, but she too big for the chain order. A higher Christ, man, woman, child, second place to a man, oh, she shot it down. Just wanna take the bar out to appreciate all the sisters that killed their vanity to line up with what the book say.
Girl, you're so pretty, but you. I mean, girl, you're so gorgeous, but you. Look, woman, you're so beautiful, can't put my finger on it. But you lacking something
important.
Yeah. And the things that you lacking can't be made up with the things that you have.
With the things that you have.
Man, but the things that you lacking can't be made up with the things that you have.
With the things that you have.
Hey, beauty is vain. Oh, so very vain. Yeah, beauty is vain. Oh, so very.
Real song, God. Talk about that. Beauty is Vain, featuring Brother Bronze off the Redemption 6 album, The Gates of Iniquity.
Oh, yeah, that's a real, that one real, straightforward, dealing with, especially in the truth. We see a lot of beautiful sisters and wanna, especially if you a single brother. I ain't gonna get into nothing else but single brothers. And, and you wanna deal with a sister, but once you see that she ain't got it right, even in the truth, we shouldn't deal with her, because according to Proverbs, they all knew they was Israel, so she wasn't talking about no person, no sister who didn't know they was Israel. She was talking about a sister who knew she was Israel, and still, the beauty don't mean nothing if her insides ain't right, man. So, yeah, man, just, encouraging the brothers, don't let the outward fool you too much to where you blind, you know what I'm saying? So,
that's deep.
What it is.
That's deep. So what's your take on, just male-female relations right now? What's the state of our relations with one another, and how can we improve on it if it needs to be improved?
I remember talking to an older sister a few days ago, and she real stern and real hard, but she a nice sister, but she one of them sisters that you can't talk to her only one certain way, and that's the way she like to be talked to. So I was talking to her, and I'm like, the sisters have to compromise, if they want to really build something, because y'all was set over on top of us. Even in, she didn't really understand the truth, so I'm just bringing it to her in a historical manner. So letting her know, like, y'all was set on top of us to rule us. So y'all have to do a lot more compromising than we do, because we already under you. You already got the foot on our neck in certain situations. So I was telling her, like, even though I'm young, me and my wife, we both understood that she had to calm down a little bit more than I did, because she was all, when we deal with each other, they already feel like, oh, if he ain't got this, and this, he's done. You know what I'm saying? Now, understanding that life them scenarios don't happen every time for every brother. So, I was telling her that the sisters need to compromise a little more, and the brothers got to see that compromise and appreciate it, knowing that they doing that, and appreciate them even more and operate with them with more love and care, man. So it goes both ways. But I was just telling the sister, like, you strong, but you too strong. Now, how many brothers gonna want to deal with you with that type of character?
That's deep. Malaco, what you think, man? We got just a couple more minutes.
Yeah, Brother Boye, I just want to thank you for the hard work you put in with the art, and the leadership that you exhibit through, independent movement. Thank you for the countless number of albums. Like I said, I see a lot of your material, when you market it on Facebook, because a lot of groups you in, I'm in some of the same groups. So, I just want to encourage you, brother, and say keep up the good work, keep doing what you're doing, and sharing this truth and knowledge in the Most High, this Israelite culture.
And I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Hebrew Vision for having me on, man. All praises to Yah, Ahaya, man. And I want to give much love to the brothers and sisters, man. And just encourage everybody to make sure you good first before you try to condemn people. But, it's just encouraging brothers, man. We all working to get there, man. Let's not stop working.
Hallelujah. That's what's up, man. I want to thank you as well for taking the time to come on here and share your mind with us as we went up with you, man. Many blessings to you in your endeavors and your future endeavors, man. May y'all bless your family, cover you all, and continue to just keep you all in a state of peace, man. And I just want to thank you again for coming on. So you just listened to Hebrew Vision Live. We were here with Brother John Boye out of Ohio. I want to thank our listeners for tuning in as well. Tune in next week as we're going to have a brother out of New Jersey, now in North Carolina. His name is Uriah Elayash Ben Israel. We're going to have him featured. We want to give some people who may not be all out on the map, a little more attention, so we can, definitely promote our music and our culture and Yah. Praise the name of the Most High. We're going to close out with a track from Brother Boye. This is From the Ruins to the Kingdom 3. This track is called Commandments. It's going to take us out. Thanks again, Brother Boye. Here we go. Commandments.
They say don't kill, They say that's common sense, right? Tell that to them Hebrews in the pen. They say don't lie, They call that common sense, right? And why everybody doing it at will, man? You need to go read them commandments over one more time. Go ahead, one more time. You need to go read them commandments over one more time. Go ahead, yeah. ancient was here first. No gods was before him. Lord, the commandment he did first. Say, put no gods here before him. Don't make no graven image. You'll fall in love with what your hands made. Believe it more in what your hands did. Turn yourself into a hand slave when your God can't do nothing. Gotta dust them off, call it handmade. No rock jake, no cross jake, no wood or no stone. No rock jake, no cross jake, no wood or no stone. Don't be taking the most high, your power name in vain. Saying he gon' do something when you knowing that he ain't. If you're not following rules, you think these guidelines gon' change. My light bulb only turn on, ain't no other way I can switch that. Told us to remember the Sabbath cause he knew was all gon' forget that. Hit the club on Saturday, go to church on Sunday. Wake up and talk about next Saturday on that Monday. On Father's Day and Mother's Day, you go ahead, gonna bring a gift. Then hit the club that Saturday. Hope that was enough for them to babysit cause they say that's common sense. Tell that to them Hebrews in the pen, they say don't lie. They call that common sense. Then why everybody doing it at will, man? You need to go read them commandments over one more time. Yeah. You need to go read them commandments over one more time. Yeah. Look, thou shalt not kill. You ready to come back for no reason. Keep that burner on you, even extra close in that cold season. Your wife at home, but you wanna see what this chick about. Outside of some woman's house, waiting for her husband to leave out. Don't commit adultery, but you don't care about none of that. Saying it's a one-time smack, so good, find yourself right back. Thou shalt not steal, but homie got the new wheels. Not cold enough to go kill, so you in the cut that he chill. Wait till he come out the stove, snatch his back and run a flat foe. Go in the front door, leave with a lot out the back door. You bear false witness, as a fact you know he ain't did it. You just hate cause he got money, and you hate cause he got women. You never start with the truth, but that don't stop your finish. He told you Mikasa Sukasa, now you up in this crib acting Mufasa. Yeah, that's coveting my brother, and you're out of line. You need to go read these commandments here just one more time.